All right, welcome to the Virginia Beach Fire Department 2023 Annual Awards Ceremony. We would appreciate it if everybody took the time to silence their cell phones, please. Anyone? Anyone? All right, thank you. My name is Kyle Basilovac, Chairman of the Awards Committee, and I would like to start the ceremony by welcoming Mayor Robert Bobby Dyer, City Manager Patrick Duhaney, and Mr. John Allen from Still. Thank you for joining us this evening. In addition, we would like to thank Dr. Paula Johnson, Principal, and Mr. David Sayat, Student Activities Coordinator for Lansdowne High School, for the use of this auditorium in the school this evening. At this time, I ask that we all rise for the presentation of colors by the Virginia Beach Fire Department Honor Guard, and please remain standing for the national anthem sung by retired Master Firefighter Israel Medina, and the invocation presented by Master Firefighter Jesse Clark.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the rampart we watched, were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I ask that you please bow your heads as I go to the Lord in prayer. Good evening, our most gracious and heavenly Father. I thank you for bringing us all together under one roof this evening. Thank you for watching over us and keeping us safe as we've gone throughout our day thus far. I thank you for the staff here at the Lansdowne High School for agreeing to open their doors and to allow us this venue for the evening. Thank you for the city officials, Steel representatives, members of senior staff, family, and friends for taking time out of their busy lives to come and celebrate the accomplishments of those being awarded tonight. I pray that you'll keep us humble and grateful and help us to always remember why we are here. Let us not forget the sole purpose of the fire service is to help our neighbors as well as each other. Let us be content with the blessings you've so bountifully bestowed upon us. Let us never lose the desire, the drive, or the motivation to strive for excellent customer service. Help us to continue to apply the resources we've been blessed with to effect these positive outcomes. I pray that you'll continue to keep your hand of protection over us as we leave here tonight and return us safely to our homes. Please watch over our brothers and sisters, both on and off duty, along with their families. Help us to do a good job when called upon, and in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Thank you, Master Firefighters Clark and Medina and the VBFD Honor Guard members. Thank you to our members, civilian, uniformed, and volunteer who are in attendance and at home or at the station tuning in. Without you, the department does not function. Calls for service are not met, and our mission is unsuccessful. Believe me when I say we are successful in our mission. And thank you to the family and friends of our members who have taken the time to be here or listen in. Without your love, understanding, and support, our members cannot operate at peak performance, the level of service that our community deserves and expects. To me, the fire service has always been about family. My very first day at my first assignment, Firehouse 5A shift, was a Sunday. And at the time, 5A had a tradition. Sundays were always family dinner nights. And so, not only did I meet my new crew that day, a group of people I still consider great friends, but I met their significant others and their children. They welcomed me and my immediate family with open arms. And with that, my first officer, Captain Rick Kellogg, and my first fire department role models, Kevin Worth, Joe Lane, Steve Huey, and Jeff Henley, demonstrated to me what it meant to be a part of that family. This department is now 550 members and growing. We've lost some irreplaceable family members recently, and we have several more going through hard times. We cannot know everyone as personally as we would like to, but what we can do is come together and support each other in times of need. That is what it is when I think about what people talk about the family that is the brother and sisterhood of our department. Tonight, we honor our fallen members by exemplifying what it means to be a part of the fire service. Whether that means being in the right place at the right time to make a difference in someone's life during their darkest hour, or simply ensuring our crews have what they need exactly when they need it to perform extraordinary duties. It takes a village, a family, to succeed. Congratulations to the awards recipients this evening, and I'd like to say good job to those who took the time out of their day to nominate these recipients and recognizing their outstanding work. The awards committee has taken great time and effort in ensuring these nominations rise to the criteria set before them for these awards and worked tirelessly to put the ceremony together. So thank you, Captains Derek Lawver, David Mitchell, and William Raftery, Master Firefighters Jesse Clark and Ben Hauser, Firefighters Crystal Jacobs and Ryan McNamara, Public Safety Training Specialist Krista Maurer, and Executive Assistant Lori Skitta. We don't always agree during our committee meetings, but we always respect each other because that's what family does. At this time, I'd like to introduce, for the first time at the VBFD Annual Award Ceremony, Fire Chief Ken Pravitz.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's truly an honor and privilege to be fire chief of this organization, and I'm proud to be here with you tonight. These members of this organization do outstanding work every day, but tonight we get to recognize some of the things that have taken them above and beyond, and I'm truly excited about the award ceremony, the honor and privilege that we're going to have in celebrating these achievements with them. It's not just the firefighters, it's also our civilian workforce who every day go above and beyond to keep this organization running. We're so thankful for that. And then all the other city agencies that support us. We can't operate and deliver our mission without the support from the other city services. So thank you for everybody and all the honorees. Congratulations. Every day this organization delivers the core service of keeping the citizens safe. It's our primary mission, it's our primary purpose, and everybody who wears the uniform and everybody who supports everybody wearing the uniform keeps us making the citizens comfortable to be in our community. And it's dangerous work, and sometimes our members put themselves out and stretch themselves a little bit further than we'd all care to think about, especially from my role. And, you know, sometimes I just wonder about what they're up to. It's sometimes we recognize their achievements, but at the same time, we worry about their health and safety. So thank you for being here tonight. We have a lot of awards, so I don't want to take a lot of time, but thank you so much to the awards committee for putting this ceremony together, going through all the nominations. We truly appreciate all the hard work that it takes. And for everybody that's here, the family members, thank you so much for coming out. It truly is important that you're here to share in these celebrations, but also to provide the support to the member throughout the year. And like I said, to the other city agencies that support us, thank you so much for being here. It's truly a privilege to share this evening with you, and some of the feats that you're going to hear are absolutely amazing to witness, to read about, to understand, and thank you to all the honorees. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chief Pravitz, and now please welcome Mayor Bobby Dyer.
Pretty bad when the next physical therapist is living to give the speech. What can I do? How are you all doing tonight? You know, it was real important. You know, I'm having a little trouble navigating around. You know, it comes with age and a little, a little tendinitis in the foot. But it was so important for me to be here today with our city manager and all of the heroes. It was important for me to come to acknowledge you, heroes in a city of heroes. Tonight we pause and take time to honor and thank people whose quick actions have saved lives or prevented loss of property. We also recognize firefighters and civilian employees who distinguish themselves as leaders. People I am very proud to be associated with and whom I really do consider heroes. Their good work takes place on land and at sea, both here in Virginia Beach and away from home on many occasions. For those of you who might be new to our city, please allow me to brag for a minute about these dedicated men and women. Our fire department, with just under 500 dedicated, highly trained employees, responded to 45,594 calls last year, not just fires, but calls of every type. Besides fighting fires and offering training, the Virginia Beach Fire Department also provides advanced life support medical care with more than 100 paramedic firefighters as an integral part of the emergency medical response system that we have here in Virginia Beach. Through Virginia Task Force 2, our firefighters help in search and rescue efforts, along with assistance in communities ravaged by hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, fires, and other national disasters. Our fire department is one of only 28 FEMA urban search and rescue teams positioned across this great country. Regardless of the emergency, the Virginia Beach Fire Department is among the best trained fire departments in this country. Without question or doubt, I believe that we in Virginia Beach are blessed with one of the, if not the finest fire department in this great country. Before I close, I want to say to your spouses, your children, and your extended families, thank you for your support and encouragement to our firefighters. You fill a vital part of their lives and their job, and as no one else can. I know I speak on behalf of all the citizens in Virginia Beach, saying to each and every member of the Virginia Beach Fire Department, thank you, thank you, thank you for your commitment to our city and the people who live and work here. May God bless all of you and our city. Thank you all, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer. And now I will turn the ceremony over to Assistant Chief Lorna Trent for the presentation of awards.
Thank you, Chief Basilovac. To help with some of our logistics this evening, inside the program is a listing of the order of presentation. As each award is being presented, we would appreciate it if the recipients of the next two awards would make their way to the left side of the stage. The first two award recipients were unable to be here tonight. We will start with the third award this evening. After receiving your award, please exit to the rear of the stage. May we please have Michael Evans, Wendy Hu, Blake Huffman, Katie James, and Lorena Pendergast join us on stage. Quality customer service, teamwork, and commitment are included in the list of the city's organizational values. The support, time, dedicated and quick responses to the requests for assistance given by this group of people to the Virginia Beach Fire Department's finance and budget staff epitomizes these values. Michael Evans was the department's budget analyst from September 2020 until recently when he left the city of Virginia Beach to take a position as the Hampton Roads Alliance Director of Business Intelligence. During the time he was our analyst, Michael was exceptionally engaged in learning about how the VBFD functions, how our payroll works, and why things like four-person staffing are important to our strategic plan. His exceptional knowledge of the new budget system and his willingness to use that knowledge to build new reports to be utilized by departments was very much appreciated. In her role as the Deputy Director of Finance, Wendy Hu has an amazing amount of responsibility and tasks that are on her plate. Yet anytime there's a question that pertains to our new finance system, the Oracle Financial Cloud, Wendy makes time to answer. She's engaged in finding out what departments need to try to make new systems work, and she's willing to explore ideas for more business processes that will make things more efficient. A very strong partnership exists between Blake Huffman and all the VBFD staff who work with grants. He's provided a tremendous amount of assistance to us with our FEMA grants, as well as being integral in getting our aid to locality grants in good order, and just as importantly, keeping them in good order. Blake's level of engagement, willingness to work with us as part of our team, and commitment to the excellence are all very much appreciated. Katie James, Deputy Director of Budget and Management Services, genuinely cares about departments that have needs. She has a very difficult job in trying to ensure that departments have the appropriate funding to meet their business needs, which can certainly be a continuous challenge. She is actively engaged in understanding our needs, and one need we often seem to have is for things to happen pretty quickly. This is where the speed at which Katie responds to our requests is both pivotal and accomplishes our goals. It's quite remarkable. Lorena Pendergast has been responsible for approving thousands of expense reports submitted by city departments for several years and managing end-user requests for City Bank of America credit cards. During the entire time Lorena has had this responsibility, she was extremely responsive to questions and often worked directly with members of the VBFD finance team to resolve issues. In addition, when our FEMA Urban Search and Rescue Task Force receives activation orders, often after hours or on weekends, members of the finance team would call Lorena's personal cell phone number, and Lorena would ensure that those in charge of paying for goods and services during the deployment with city credit cards had the ability to do so immediately. This is something that is necessary in order to deploy within 6 hours of signing our activation orders. We are grateful for the years of support and excellent customer service she has provided our department. For all their hard work and the support they provide to our department, we are proud to present them with a certificate of appreciation. Would Scott Dickens, Patrick Hench, Lathan Jr., Ism Jr., Doug Moss, John Ramsey, and Bryant Triplett join us on stage. We would like to take the time to recognize the members of the City Garage Fire Shop. Their level of work and commitment they have shown, and the willingness to find solutions to get and keep all of our apparatus in service quickly is nothing short of astounding. One thing that is noticeably consistent is the professionalism displayed by these individuals time and time again. Realizing that the fire department never closes, they have even come out after business hours on nights and weekends, leaving their families to come keep our units operational so we can do our job, responding to calls 24/7, 365 days a year. Without you, we cannot do what we do. For your continued vital support to our department's operations, the VBFD would like to award the City Garage Fire Shop personnel with a certificate of appreciation. Next, we invite Dr. Anthony Citrone to the stage. Though this person is not an employee of the VBFD, his commitment, concern, and service to firefighters and their well-being far surpasses those of many who are fire department employees. Dr. Citrone is our occupational physician and spends many hours learning and applying the standards of NFPA 1500, as well as the science and art of medicine to each of our physical, mental, and medical situations. Recently, he became aware of a blood screening test that was called Cancer's Moonshot. This is the equivalent of JFK's moonshot some 60 years earlier. Being someone that always strives to give his best, Dr. Citrone's expertise and insight led us to this blood screening test, which is saving lives. His compassion extends far beyond identifying and providing the test. He has proven time and time again as he reaches out to our ill or injured employees to help them understand what medical terms mean found in their diagnosis or prognosis. He offers connections to the medical community that reduces the anxiety and frustrations that accompany complex health issues within our family. I have been told often how it was Dr. Citrone who contacted one of us and extended a helping hand at the right moment. We are pleased to present Dr. Citrone with an Outstanding Service Award. Thank you for your expertise, compassion, vision, and friendship. You're part of the family. Would Leah Hunger please join us on stage? In the past, firefighters that were diagnosed with cancer often felt their case through city risk management was overly complicated, their contact was not helpful, and it gave them a sense of you're on your own. This led to major trust issues and resulted in unnecessary legal procedures and added worry when there was already plenty. In addition to the cost the firefighters bear, economically and in terms of pain and suffering, the city absorbed the direct costs of loss of work time. Over the last year, Leah Hunger and the risk management team worked closely with the fire department to learn more about what we can do jointly to improve this situation. During the many discussions with risk management team, they also learned a lot about our profession, related health dangers, and the many ways we're exposed to carcinogens. The most impactful being, firefighting itself is considered a Group 1 carcinogen by the International Agency for Research in Cancer. There is no other group at risk higher than us. As a result, they jointly funded $180,000 for improved health screenings for 50-plus cancers. This was offered to all VBFD employees as well as any retirees that responded on the jet mishap of 2012. Additionally, any VBF retirees that were able to participate through a self-pay option, they were offered it at our reduced rate. This resulted in over 600-plus cancer screenings. Risk management is a key partner in this recent success towards our healthy future. For their compassion and dedicated professionalism, Chief Kravitz is pleased to present the Fire Chiefs Award to Leah Hunger with Risk Management. Now may we have firefighters Patrick Geeson, James Six, and Michael Vick please join us on stage. 5 years ago, we started an employee recognition program, which is now the VBFD FDIC Scholarship Award. This is a unique award in that it's not a medal or ribbon that's worn on the Class A. It's an investment. An investment by our department and our most important resource, our people. The recipients of the FDIC International Conference in Indianapolis is one of the premier training opportunities for the fire service. These individuals have been nominated by their peers as being outstanding in their craft, and it is our hope that they will utilize this opportunity to learn from other departments throughout the world and bring that knowledge back to our people. Tonight it is our pleasure to present Patrick, Jimmy, and Michael this year's FDIC scholarships. Next, may we invite Master Firefighter Ryan Arab, Carolyn Cox, Sean Cox, Kathleen Gill, Kristen Maurer, and Jessica Dazakis to join us on stage. Over the past 4 years, a new team has been collectively growing and forming what is now known as the Safety Squad. They have completely transformed the Life Safety Office and their approach in delivering interactive fire safety and injury prevention lessons to all students in grades K through 5. The Safety Squad program has drastically improved the quality and efficiency of the fire and life safety education that is being shared with our students in our city. Their program has been presented at multiple state and national level conferences. Safety Squad reaches over 30,000 students in all 56 elementary schools in the city of Virginia Beach. The program significantly broadens the scope of subject matter and drastically increases the reach of the lessons being shared with one of our most at-risk demographics in the city. Most remarkably, the team has been able to reduce the cost of the new Safety Squad program by over 60% than previous years. Some other highlights of this program include delivering fire safety and injury prevention to all students in grades 5 through K instead of just 4th graders. They created interactive scaffolding approach to physical movement and hands-on learning for students instead of classroom lectures and worksheets. Safety Squad is unlike any other program being conducted in the U.S. and is one of the 4% of programs in the country that include pre- and post-testing for elementary students. For their hard work and dedication to our city and its youth, we are pleased to award the members of VBFD Life Safety Education Accommodation Unit Citation. We'd also like to take the moment to thank Dr. Ross Hammond, council member, who's joining us on stage. Thank you, Dr. Hammond. Would Captain Justin Moss and Master Firefighter Stanley Szymanski III and Scott Zach join us on stage? On June 22nd, 2023, Fire Station 1 units responded to a tractor trailer that drove off the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel with a known victim inside the vehicle. Fireboat 1 and IRB 1 arrived on scene to find a submerged vehicle with approximately 1 foot of the roof exposed and a growing debris field drifting with the wind and tide. IRB 1 deployed 2 fire rescue swimmers, Master Firefighter Szymanski and Zach, to conduct hasty searches for the victims still not accounted for. The swimmers searched for the accessible submerged area of the semi-truck cab. They dove repeatedly and discovered the driver was not in the driver's seat and could not be located in the driver's area of the cab. They attempted a search from the passenger side but were unable to gain access. The swimmers exited the water to report findings and then re-entered the water to deploy a buoy to mark the vehicle and to expand several feet from the vehicle to complete a diligent search. After repeated dive attempts, the decision was made by Captain Moss to remove his swimmers from the water due to the hazardous exposure of leaking diesel fuel and oil. For their acts of professionalism and courage in such strenuous and hazardous conditions, we are proud to award the crew of IRB 1 the Meritorious Unit Citation. Next, we invite retired Master Firefighter Jeff Lloyd to the stage. Over the past year, VBFD retired Master Firefighter Jeff Lloyd has gone above and beyond, pouring his energy into 100 hours of volunteering with the VBFD Safety Squad program in Virginia Beach City Public Schools. Jeff has willingly supported the VBFD life safety educators in their effort to teach fire safety and injury prevention lesson plans to every single student in kindergarten through 5th grade. Jeff brings great enthusiasm and high energy to the Safety Squad program. His patience, positive attitude, and willingness to educate students inspires everyone he interacts with. Jeff volunteers his time out of the goodness of his heart, and he strongly believes in the importance of making his community a safer place. He is an integral contributor of the Safety Squad program's success. For his remarkable contributions to fire safety and prevention, the VBFD is proud to present retired Master Firefighter Jeff Floyd with Accommodation Award. Would Master Firefighters Mike Howard and Christina Ussery please come to the stage? With the new Mayday curriculum recently updated and revamped by Master Firefighter Chris Doherty, there came a need for new realistic props. Along with the other training props built last year, Master Firefighters Howard and Ussery spent a significant amount of time developing, building, and maintaining the Mayday drop prop over the last year. This prop has allowed VBFD to run hundreds of firefighters from multiple jurisdictions through realistic fire training. The VBFD would like to thank Master Firefighters Howard and Ussery for their support in providing better, realistic training to VBFD firefighters and beyond. Tonight, they are receiving the Commendation Award. Would Master Firefighter Josh Vatke, Kaylin Beatty, Chuck Bathram, William Filamarino, Christine Frazier, Christine Holmes, Ellen Keck, Lisa Moss, Amy Perry, Battalion Chief Jason Probst, Captain Scott Springer, Master Firefighter Kim Spudis, Master Firefighter Jeremy Stanton, David Stites, collectively together, much like a well-trained orchestra, to deliver a harmonious and successful performance. Communication, inclusion, and good planning have been, and still are, key components to this team's success. As an example, some of the tasks that must be coordinated amongst this group include continuously monitoring grant fund balances to ensure that they were correct in the finance system, making sure that vendors are paid correctly and expeditiously. Staff must continually monitor their POs and invoices, physically checking the item in, and the person who did the PO receiving the item in the system after it's been checked in, and the invoice being matched to the line of the PO. Purchasers monitoring their POs for invoices submitted directly by vendors and ensure that receiving is done only after that item is physically received. Tonight, we are proud to acknowledge the hard work, attention to detail, and collaborative efforts of this group, as well as congratulate them for their success in establishing a better understanding of the complex financial practices that support department purchases and of how our budget works by presenting them with a Commendation Award. Next, we invite Kristen Maurer to the stage. Tonight, we take a moment to recognize Mrs. Kristen Maurer for her unselfish acts of kindness and dedication to the recognition of others, while not only performing her day-to-day duties, but assisting in any capacity needed to ensure that the task at hand is accomplished. She has been instrumental not only for recognizing, but also for nominating others for local, state, and national awards. Earlier this year, she submitted a nomination for Jessica Zanakis to be named the NFBA Fire and Life Safety Educator of the Year. Additionally, she also submitted nominations for the Virginia Governor's Award for both Barbara Morrison, our current PIO, and once again for Jessica Zanakis. In both instances, our people won. On top of recognizing others, she is also an important member with the Safety Squad. With her background in communications and her experience in early childhood development, she has played a valuable role in assisting with the creation of the Safety Squad curriculum and has utilized her public speaking skills to promote the Safety Squad program on a national level. It is also obvious that her passion for finding ways to help students learn through gamification and physical movement is evident in the engaging, scaffolding-based learning lessons she has helped develop and shares during every school visit. Some other accomplishments outside of her normal duties include interviewing the VBFD personnel and writing Firefighter Friday feature articles for Facebook. She obtained an FM Global grant and created life safety resource kits for the fire stations. She stepped up to become an instructor in various areas. She's helping people not only in the parking lot with car seats, she goes out of her way to tell them and help them and not just say, go online, book an appointment. She learned Canva quickly and created graphic quality material for our social media and printed materials. She's always readily signing up for training and learning opportunities to strengthen her skills and knowledge in different areas. She utilizes her background in writing and communications and public relations to create successful social media campaigns and news interviews, and she serves on this awards committee. For her selfless efforts, please join me in presenting Kristen with a Commendation Award. Next, may we please have Gina Filomarino join us on stage. With 22 years of service to the fire department, Gina is truly the front person in the office and often the face and voice of the VBFD, and she takes customer service very seriously. She spends many hours ensuring inspection reports, damage reports, and daily lineups are complete, accurate, and on time. Gina understands the importance of all these documents and plays an active role with inspectors and supervisors to ensure everything is completed correctly. Gina has been directly involved in creating and incorporating the NOx repository and maintenance programs into Red NMX. Her ideas and insights were the foundation of the integration, and she worked tirelessly on the data entry to ensure all assets were accounted for. This merging of the NOx repository into Red NMX is a huge upgrade and a long-term security and viability of our NOx program. Over the years, she's applied this willingness to get it done to countless projects, including a new RMS, a new CAD, a new billing system, new pre-plans, new programs, and countless new processes. Gina can always make it work and does so with her typical boundless work ethic and positive demeanor. Her workload can be pretty heavy at times, and she manages everything that is required for her position, including continuously changing staff and supervision, with a smile and willingness to help those in their new roles. With almost 30 members, uniformed, part-time, and civilians rotating through the office, Gina knows the history and the successes and failures of the Bureau, but is always willing to try again and share the lessons of the past to make a positive change for the VBFD. We are proud to take this opportunity to recognize Gina with a commendation ribbon. Would Captains Chris Dykes and Christina Hale and Master Firefighter Wesley Arndt please come to the stage? On August 1st, 2022, units were dispatched to Laskin Road for the report of an accident involving water. Police arrived on scene and confirmed one vehicle was upside down and fully submerged with one occupant trapped inside. Engine 11 arrived on scene and Captain Dykes began to assess the situation. Master Firefighter Hale entered the water with a Halligan bar to begin a rescue attempt. Ladder 11 arrived on scene and Firefighter Arndt entered the water on a paddleboard to assist with rescue operations. Master Firefighter Hale found an occupant in the backseat of the vehicle and still belted into the sea. Water conditions were zero visibility with a large amount of sediment and silt that had been stirred up from the bottom. Master Firefighter Hale devised a plan to conduct rescue operations through the rear driver's seat window that was resting on the bottom of the creek and in the mud, and proceeded to cut away the deployed airbags. Firefighter Arndt arrived and worked with Master Firefighter Hale on the plan for rescue. Captain Dykes arrived at the vehicle as Firefighter Arndt was going underwater to begin cutting the seatbelt. Working as a team and on a rotational basis, one breath at a time, all three personnel entered the vehicle window for rescue attempts. Captain Dykes, Master Firefighter Hale, and Firefighter Arndt all entered the vehicle several times to attempt to free the victim. Master Firefighter Hale was able to pull the occupant out of the seat towards the window. Captain Dykes then entered the vehicle again and was able to pull the occupant out of the vehicle. All three personnel then submerged, grabbed the victim, and brought them to the surface and placed them on the waiting paddleboard. Other crews on scene had placed 3 ground ladders next to each other and lowered down a Stokes basket. The patient was transferred from the paddleboard to the Stokes basket and then removed from the water in cardiac arrest, where the patient was then transferred to EMS units on scene. Return of spontaneous circulation was obtained on the scene. The VBFD is proud to award Captain Dykes, Master Firefighter Hale, and Firefighter Arndt with a Meritorious Conduct Award for their extraordinary efforts and determination during this extremely challenging incident. Will Firefighter Denver Shepard please come to the stage? On May 14, 2023, a call was received for a drowning. It was reported that 3 civilians and multiple lifeguards were in the water. Seas that day were 3 to 4 feet, winds were 15 to 20 knots, and the air temperature was about 65 degrees. As the first fire units arrived on scene, command was established and fire rescue swimmers were deployed. Firefighter Shepard arrived on Jet Ski 12 and immediately picked up a resort lifeguard swimming in the water to deploy the lifeguard quicker and closer to the civilians. Once those civilians were brought to land by the resort lifeguard, Firefighter Shepard assisted and transferred one civilian, one resort lifeguard, and one fire rescue swimmer to Fireboat 12. Firefighter Shepard then returned to assist two more resort lifeguards back to the beach. Tonight, we recognize Firefighter Shepard for his swift action while assisting civilians, resort lifeguards, and fire rescue swimmers during this incident. The VBFD is proud to award him with a Meritorious Conduct Award. Next, we invite firefighter Kyle Kidd to the stage. On July, out of the kayak and onto the pier, firefighter Kidd paddled around the guardrail and into the narrow waterway to put the first patient onto the paddleboard and to attempt to return to shore. The paddleboard was very difficult to maneuver due to the strength of the current, and he was not able to complete the rescue on his own. Fire Rescue 2 arrived in a small inflatable boat, and they were able to make contact with firefighter Kidd and the patient. Fireboat 1, at the same time, was able to make contact with the second patient and helped him onto the fireboat. The Virginia Beach Fire Department is proud to award firefighter Kyle Kidd with a Meritorious Conduct Award for his quick actions resulting in a positive outcome. Next, may we welcome Captain Dave Mitchell, Master Firefighters Chris Kundert and Stuart Sayer, and Firefighter Cody Brennan to the stage. On December 12, 2022, Fireboat 12 was dispatched to the report of 3 surfers that were drifting out to sea. When Fireboat 12 arrived, they were met with 30-mile-an-hour offshore winds, heavy gusts, 8-foot swells, and extremely cold and choppy waters. They made their way to the surfers who were now stranded over a half-mile off the coast. They discovered that 2 of the surfers were suffering greatly due to the extremely cold waters and not wearing proper gear. The 3rd surfer had seen the first 2 from shore, noticed their struggle, and paddled out to help. Because of the wind gusts and turbulent waters, positioning of the boat for rescue was challenging and posed a risk to the surfers. Fortunately, they were able to safely get the boat close enough and pull the surfers on board. The surfers went below deck where care was administered, and they were given warming blankets. They were transported to the hospital, treated, and released. Due to their efforts, we are proud to present these members with the Life Saving Award. Would Master Firefighters David Motch and Justin York come to the stage? October 16, 2022, VBFD units responded to reported drowning in Lake Lawson. Upon arrival, our personnel met with VBPD and were led to a subject in the lake holding onto a fallen tree. Water entry was determined necessary after several attempts to communicate with the patient were unsuccessful due to the patient's altered mental state. Master Firefighters Motch and York entered the water and swam out to the subject. Upon reaching him, the patient began struggling and resisting the efforts that were being made to help. The firefighters eventually secured the patient while maintaining their head above water and utilizing a water rescue board. With the subject on shore, and after the initial assessment, found the patient agitated and uncooperative, but with no major injuries. The subject was unable to appropriately answer questions and had no identification. The patient was turned over to EMS on scene for definitive care and treatment. Further investigation by the Virginia Beach Police Department determined that the subject had been missing for 3 days. For their efforts, the Virginia Beach Fire Department would like to award these members with the Life Saving Award. Would Master Firefighters Chris Kelly, Chris Kundert, Stuart Sayer, and Firefighter Cody Brennan come to the stage? On October 2nd, 2022, Engine 12 was dispatched to a cardiac arrest on the beach. They arrived on scene and found bystanders performing CPR. The crew of Engine 12 took over CPR and placed the patient on the monitor. The patient was found to be in ventricular fibrillation and was immediately shocked. Shortly thereafter, the patient began moving and speaking to the crew. The patient was placed on a backboard and turned over to the ambulance crew for transport. As a result of the efforts of Engine 12, the patient was discharged from the hospital. For their coordinated efforts and dedication to preserving life, the VBFD is proud to present Engine 12's crew with the Life Saving Award. We would like to invite Mr. Alex Hageman to the stage. On September 13th, 2022, the crew of Engine 17 responded to the report of a drowning. Civilian Alex Hageman, a surfer out in the water, was alerted that there was a swimmer in distress that had been caught up in a rip current and was unable to make their way back in. When Mr. Hageman spotted the swimmer, it was obvious that they were in trouble. Once Mr. Hageman paddled over, the distressed swimmer was struggling to keep their head above water. Mr. Hageman was able to get the swimmer onto a surfboard and move over to a sandbar. Once Engine 17 arrived on scene, they found Mr. Hageman standing on the sandbar with the swimmer on his surfboard. Engine 17 sent 2 members into the water to assist with getting the swimmer back to shore. Due to his swift and heroic actions, there is no doubt that Mr. Hageman saved the life of this distressed swimmer. For this, the Virginia Beach Fire Department is honored to present Mr. Hageman with the Life Saving Award. Next would retired Captain Dean DeSilva, Master Firefighter Chris Waslak, and firefighters Shannon Lockhart and Jeffrey Payne please come to the stage. On August 26, 2022, Engine 4 was dispatched to a cardiac arrest. Engine 4 arrived on scene and found a citizen performing CPR on an elderly male that had no pulse and was not breathing. Engine 4 continued CPR and performed advanced life-saving measures, including multiple defibrillations. The patient regained a pulse and had improved considerably before the arrival of the EMS crew. The patient was loaded into the ambulance and transported. 10 days later, that patient was discharged from the hospital. For their efforts, the VBFD is proud to award the crew of Engine 4 with a Life Saving Award. Would Captain Mike Smith and firefighters Brennan O'Shea and Jonathan Rhodes join us on stage? On April 23, 2023, Engine 14 was dispatched to a cardiac arrest. Upon arrival, they immediately began to assist the EMS crew by performing high-quality CPR. Advanced life support protocols were initiated, and the patient regained a pulse for several minutes before returning into a pulseless state. Understanding that time was critical, Engine 14 quickly and safely facilitated moving the patient down the stairs to the ambulance and assisted EMS with transport to the hospital. After a short stay in the hospital, the patient was released to go home. For their determination and dedicated efforts to preserving life, the Virginia Beach Fire Department is proud to present Engine 14's crew with the Life Saving Award. Would Captain Jeremy Beaumont, Master Firefighter Mitch Riley, and firefighters Jason Connor and Jesse Points come to the stage? On May 7, 2023, Engine 18 was dispatched to a cardiac arrest. They arrived on scene and found chest compressions being performed by bystanders. The crew of Engine 18 confirmed the cardiac arrest and began CPR. They placed the patient on the monitor, and presented with a shockable rhythm, they quickly defibrillated the patient. The crew administered cardiac medications and shocked the patient 3 times, resulting in the patient regaining a pulse. The patient was transported to the hospital by EMS with 2 crew members from Engine 18 assisting in that transport. Due to the actions of this crew, the patient left the hospital a week later. For this, the Virginia Beach Fire Department is honored to present these individuals with the Life Saving Award. Next, would Captain Brian Parker, Master Firefighter Richard Williams, and firefighters Adam Swindell and Matthew Jones please come to the stage. On February 21st, 2023, Engine 5 was dispatched to a breathing difficulty. Upon arrival, they found EMS on scene of an elderly patient in respiratory failure. The crew of Engine 5 began artificial respirations on the patient, yet the patient deteriorated and went into cardiac arrest. The crew began CPR, obtained IV access, and administered cardiac medications. Captain Parker intubated the patient, and shortly thereafter, the patient regained a pulse. 2 crew members assisted EMS with patient transport to the nearest hospital. The patient was discharged shortly thereafter and is alive due to the actions of these individuals. The VBFD is pleased to present the crew of Engine 5 with a life-saving award. Next, we welcome Captain Andrew Lee and firefighters Caleb Cornegay and John Bernotis to the stage. On February 17th of 2023, Engine 8 responded to an emergency call where they discovered an elderly patient on the couch with severe breathing difficulty. The crew attempted to assist the patient and take vitals. The patient then went unconscious. Firefighter Bernotis confirmed the patient had no pulse and immediately began CPR while firefighter Cornegay managed the airway. Captain Lee placed the patient on the heart monitor and performed advanced life-saving measures. EMS arrived and assisted with patient care. Eventually, a pulse was regained. With the assistance of Engine 8's crew, the patient was intubated and then transported to the hospital. The patient recovered and was discharged from the hospital. For their efforts, the VBFD is proud to award the crew of Engine 8 with a life-saving award. Would Captain Mike Smith, Master Firefighter Bryce Sparks, and firefighters John Connolly and Andrew Weichel please come to the stage. On August 16, 2022, Engine 11 was dispatched for an unconscious patient. When the crew arrived, they found the patient in cardiac arrest. The crew immediately began CPR. While performing CPR, Engine 11's crew placed the defibrillator pads onto the patient and shocked the patient. After approximately 1 minute, the crew noted that the patient had regained a pulse. Engine 11's crew continued advanced life-saving efforts and assisted with getting the patient into the ambulance. The patient was transported to the hospital where they recovered and were later discharged. For their efforts, the VBFD is honored to award Engine 11's crew with a life-saving award.